What was that like to go from just you in a kitchen to overseeing 42 people? I mean, it's a different beast, right?
Oh, it's very different. By the time we got to the 42 people, there were other management people in place, so that managing that staff wasn't solely my responsibility. The 20 some odd people that worked between my home and the warehouse and my first store, that was all on me, which was difficult. It's if you're not an HR person
Mm.
or a manager in that way, it's a very different skill set. So it was something that I had to learn how to do, because you sort of assume that everyone's going to follow your work ethic and
Right.
your style, and you're just going to tell people that this is what they have to do and they're just going to do it. And then you have to remember, wait, what did I do when I had a job? Did I always listen to my boss? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the boss now, and this is their job. Ah, they don't like me. Got it.
Yeah. Did you when you were on the show? I remember you saying something like that as we grew, it sort of felt like the 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 company kind of got away from me a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember? Do you remember why? What happened?
Well, I had investors who had come into the company, and then we had equity partners. And when you have equity partners, more money comes in, and things get very professional. So now, sitting at the table, you have someone who's been in sales, beauty sales for 15 years, and someone who's been in operations for 10 years, and someone that's run beauty companies for the last 12 years. And there was all of this experience at the table that I didn't have. And I decided that I was going to take the position of, I'm not going to sit at the head of the table. I'm going to sit at the table with everyone, because there's so much that I need to learn. And unfortunately, that was perceived as a weakness. And it was perceived as me choosing to take a less important role in a less important seat. And I began to notice that people weren't coming to me first with things. They weren't necessarily valuing my opinion in the same way that they should. And I began to lose my voice within my own brand, and I had to get it back.
But here in this audience and people listening to this podcast are going to be in a similar position, right? Where they may have created something and it grows and lots of experts come in and say, let me take this over. What should they do? What are their options?
Well, no one's ever going to say, let me take this over. They won't be that overt. It happens quietly and differently. You know your gut, and you know when something is right, and you know when something is wrong. And there were times when I knew something wasn't right, but I let my gut go. I said, well, he's been doing it for 12 years, and this is different, and this is a different level. So let's just see. So then I would learn from that process, and they would learn from that process. But it's awful when you say nothing, even though inside you know this isn't quite right. I wouldn't do it this way. I don't understand why it's going in this direction. So you have to speak up, because you don't want to live with that what if, and if I had just, and oh, if I had only. You don't want to live with that.
Support for How I Built This comes from American Express. Don't do business without it.